Out of anticipation and a line of people outside federal court in New York City today, the crowd waiting hours to get inside, where accused murderer Luigi Mangione, in an abrupt about-face, changed his plea to guilty on federal charges related to the shooting death of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson.
Hey, welcome back, everybody, and thanks for choosing to hang out with your host, the Conservative Bird, and me, Double D. And you're on the Brick Road Podcast.
Welcome back, everybody. We really do appreciate you guys stopping by and hanging out. We got a really good story here today, actually. So as you guys know, Luigi Mangione, is that how you say it?
Yeah, Luigi Mangione.
He has officially pled guilty to his, are we allowed to say the M word on YouTube? I don't know.
I don't think we are, but let's just say for unaliving the CEO of United Healthcare.
Yeah, what was his name? Brian Thompson? Is that what they said?
Brian Thompson, yeah.
So if you guys aren't familiar with this story, Brian Thompson was in New York City for a a meeting? Not a meeting, but like a press conference type of thing. And afterwards, Luigi Mangione showed up outside the building as he was walking away and popped him in the back, right? And the crazy thing to me about this, Double D, is all the liberal white women wanting this guy to get free. Like, what if that was your husband that got off like that? What if
the father of your children?
Or what if that was their dad? You know what I mean? Because this is an older man. Like, what if that was your dad? And what if that was your uncle? Why? I don't understand where offing somebody became such like a good thing.
It's called toxic empathy, man. Liberalism is full of it, dude. They just don't realize that it's suicidal empathy, bro. That's what it is.
It's crazy.
It's nothing more. I mean, it's not even textbook. Or it is textbook. It's a textbook explanation. It's as simple as that. It's just they want to feel sorry for the offender and not the victim. And it makes so little sense to me.
It makes zero sense, especially the fact that he actually copped out and said, hey, I did it. And he's on camera doing it regardless, but he's like, hey, I did it. So I don't understand where the sorrow is for this man, where the empathy, like, no, dude, if anything, you should have the empathy for the victim and their family.
Exactly.
And his wife, and I don't know if he had kids, and his kids and his the rest of his family. This whole sympathy for the person causing the crime is just insane to me, dude. It's really insane.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy, dude. I don't know, it just don't make sense to me, man. I mean, how can you feel that sorry for the offender and the perpetrator? I don't get it.
Right. It's almost like a fatal attraction for these fucking liberal white women.
Well, I'll tell you what, if the dude looked like the Elephant Man, do you think they would have the same amount of empathy for him?
Oh, not at all. Not one bit. They would not give two shits.
Hell no, dude. They wouldn't give a flying F, dude. They could care less.
Exactly. So if you guys haven't seen it, let's check this out. He is officially admitted to unaliving this man and is being charged. I'm not sure exactly what he got charged with yet. Let's check it out.
A lot of anticipation and a line of people outside federal court in New York City today, the crowd waiting hours to get inside, where accused murderer Luigi Mangione, in an abrupt about-face, changed his plea to guilty on federal charges related to the shooting death of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson.
For 20 months, Luigi Mangione has pled not guilty. And now, in a courtroom with Brian Thompson's family, he not only pled guilty, but outlined how he committed this heinous crime.
For the first time, the Thompson...
All right, I know it's hard for people to believe this, but you're supposed to plead not guilty at first. That's going to happen. I don't understand. I don't understand why people are oh, he just changed. Why did he change? Oh, no. You're supposed to plead not guilty and get it to trial, see what they're offering. If what they're offering is something you feel is worth taking, even though you did it, you're going to take the plea deal. That's the whole point. It's a chess game when it comes to court. How do people, why is this like, I don't understand why this news reporter was like so shocked that he changed from not guilty to guilty and outlined it. Obviously he did it, but he was trying to get the best deal possible.
Yeah, I think what the news reporter is doing is trying to make it sound shocking and newsworthy. But yes, every lawyer on the planet tells you when you get to your arraignment, you plead not guilty. That's how the process begins. A lot of folks don't understand it, but that was just honestly, he knew that. If I'll tell you this, if that journalist doesn't know that the procedure basically states that you can plead guilty if you want to,
but
if
you're
you're
just
a fool and present yourself that way, then yeah. But it's not procedure.
No.
Family appeared in court, sitting just feet away, as Mangione read a prepared statement to the judge, admitting he traveled to New York with the intent to shoot Brian Thompson, and quote, "I
That's
shot
premeditated.
in Manhattan, and he died." Mangione said without emotion or contrition, "I knew what I was doing was illegal." Thompson's widow, Paulette, seen crying at times.
We saw the widow of Brian Thompson in court wiping her eyes as she heard details as to how Luigi Mangione not only planned but executed this assassination-style killing.
The family releasing these photos of him, showing Thompson through the years. The CEO was 50 years old and had 2 teen sons at the time he was killed. Brian Thompson had been in New York for a United Healthcare Investor Conference. Wednesday, December 4th, 2024, shortly before 7 a.m., he was on West 54th Street when cameras captured the moment a figure is seen walking up and shooting
that's
Thompson
premeditated murder right there, but I get it. You take the plea.
She flinches, sees Thompson stumble, then seems to look straight at the gunman, still taking aim, before running off. Seconds later, a man in the hotel steps outside, sees Thompson crumpled on the ground, and starts pointing in the suspect's direction. 3 minutes later, police arrive. Officers tend to Thompson for another 8 minutes until an ambulance arrives.
The United Healthcare CEO.
I don't know, man. The fact that he shot him in the back, that seems like more of an execution style to me. I don't know.
Well,
it
is an execution, dude. And not only that, but it's premeditated murder. He admits that he planned it. He admits that he knew it was wrong. Now, obviously, he took the plea deal, so they're probably going to cut that from first-degree murder to second-degree murder.
Yeah.
Which only means that after 30 or 40 years, he may or may not ever get out of prison. But I do want to give Mangione credit for one thing, Bird.
Okay.
He's owning it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't understand.
He's owning it, bro. He owned it.
He knew he was going to get in trouble for this regardless. So, like I said, he was just trying to get the best deal possible. And that's what you do in court. You want to get the best deal possible for yourself before you take it to trial and roll the dice.
At least he didn't hold up the system for fucking months at a time.
That's true.
Brian
Thompson, unlike our little buddy out there in Texas.
In Midtown Manhattan early this morning.
Gunned down. Police.
Let's go back to that. And he's smart, obviously, unlike Carmelo Anthony's parents, who decided not to take the plea deal and gamble with their son's life, and he got 35 years because of it.
And he lucky that he's not getting life in prison.
Seriously.
Although 35 years is a good portion of your life. But Mangione will actually be out of prison before him, and that was premeditated. I don't think Carmelo's was premeditated. I think Carmelo's was more of I have this, and if I need it to protect myself, I'll do it and I'll get away with it.
Right.
I think it was more of a misperception in his case.
Yeah, for sure.
Mangione for sure was premeditated.
Carmelo Anthony analyzed it wrong and thought that he was going to get away with that.
He also thought, yeah, exactly. He thought that, they're going to say it was self-defense and I'm going to be a hero.
Yeah.
He went from hero to zero pretty quick.
Very quick.
Was waiting.
All eyes were riveted by the week-long multi-state manhunt to find the suspect.
We start with breaking news today, the arrest of a person of interest in Pennsylvania.
The manhunt tracked the killer using video from the thousands of cameras that blanket New York City. First as he left the scene, then rode a bike into Central Park.
Leapfrogging over one camera, over another. They were able...
See, this is what I tell people. You can't get away with anything anymore.
No.
Not in public, at least. For real, you can't, because there's cameras everywhere.
Pretty much, dude. They just basically have his whole case from him running around New York City and being caught on video.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Like it's almost dumb to commit a crime in public anymore, because unless you're very, 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 very tedious about it, you're going to get caught.
Yeah, well, I don't think he cared about getting caught.
Yeah,
this was a premeditated, vendetta against the man because of his situation. Where in his case, he does claim that he had made all those claims to United Healthcare because of his back issue, and there was prescriptions, there were surgeries, and money involved and stuff. So he made a desperate act out of desperation, which ended up costing him at least half of his life in prison. But on the bright side for him, the state of New York isn't pursuing their charges because, well, he pled guilty to the federal charges, and he's going to be there for a long time.
Yeah, and the feds, you do what, 86% of your time or something like that.
It's a pretty big. It's most of it. I'll say that. Good behavior will get you out at 80%, maybe 75%. But it ain't like prison in New York. He'd serve about 25 to 30% of his actual time.
Right.
To track this guy to this youth
and they
hostel.
don't have the death penalty, so.
Oh yeah, New York doesn't.
Into the youth hostel,
Yeah.
the lady behind the counter asks him to drop his mask to see his face, to see his smile, and he obliges. And that was the picture that went viral.
That viral photo.
Again, he did that on
exhaustive
purpose.
Search which
Yeah.
finally ended with a tip from McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania. Someone saying they recognized
Altoona,
his
Pennsylvania.
distinctive eyebrows. Police body camera footage shown
I've
in
been
court
there.
revealed what happened when officers approached and later arrested Mangione. The officers collected Mangione's backpack. Inside, they say they found a 3D printed 9mm gun, ammunition, and a
Damn.
notebook full of handwritten notes detailing
At
the
least
writer's
he was smart
animosity
enough to
toward the
make a
health
3D
insurance
ghost
industry.
gun.
Mangione's anger toward the healthcare system did appear to resonate. For months, the typical frenzy outside court included
And
dozens
you know the crazy thing about the whole 3D printed gun, like even though like it can't come back to you or anything because there's no serial numbers or something, I'll guarantee they could find out who printed that gun out because who downloaded the file for the makeup of it and where that was printed at. So regardless, there's still fingerprints on it.
Yeah, there's definitely a digital print for sure.
Yeah.
of Mangione's supporters.
We've done this a bunch of times. Got
All
here
these
about
hot
midnight,
girls.
so-
Not her.
But I know
No,
people
but-
were here as early as
Disgusting.
A lot of hot girls sticking up for him, though. Not her either.
Some foregoing sleep.
Of course, they
Line
showed
up
the two
overnight.
ugliest
Others
girls. They
traveling into New
couldn't
York
show us
City
all.
from
Look at all the
abroad,
pretty ones that are in the
for a chance
line.
to see the
Right.
They could have
accused
showed
murderer
instead.
in court in person.
Many people find themselves drawn because they find that they have a personal connection to
Nice lips.
their
Yeah, no shit.
relationship
She
with
looks
the
a little
health
over
insurance
Botox,
industry.
don't
Others
she?
speculate Mangione's good looks.
She
prime
needs,
reason
here,
for all the
pause for a
attention.
second. I know this has nothing to do with the case, but just real quick, that lady needs to sue her cosmetic doctor. He did a horrible job.
1000%.
You guys
That was
realize
horrible.
Luigi Mangione doesn't even know.
Maybe that's why she wants Luigi Mangione out so she can send him after her cosmetic doctor afterwards.
Yeah, probably. She probably has a personal vendetta to settle
Yeah.
too.
So it's like, hey, you
By the
know,
looks of that face.
right? Like, oh, I'm pissed. I got to get this taken care of. You need to get
you
out,
know what?
Luigi.
Yeah, Luigi's going to be the next CEO hitman, dude. He's going to be the Sammy the Bull of egregious liberal white women.
Yeah.
That he is a
That's
national
great.
phenomenon right now. Like, he doesn't even know how loved he is.
If you were perceived as attractive by a jury,
Another liberal white woman.
and especially perceived as attractive by the public, you are much, much less likely to get a harsh sentence.
In his statement in court today, Mangione
Looking
explained his
hot is a
motivation for the
good
shooting,
strategy.
saying after years of enduring severe pain from a broken back, navigating the obstacles of the health insurance system, and witnessing similar experiences of countless others, I learned that United Healthcare would be holding its annual investor conference in New York City. The 28-year-old said he posed as a wealthy investor so he could learn the
He kinda
exact
looks like
location
Sammy
of
the Bull.
conference Thompson would be attending.
He endured years of severe, debilitating pain. Like the thousands of people who've reached out since this tragedy to share their own experiences, he believed that the system had failed him and destroyed his life.
The defendant committed this murder in an attempt.
So because you feel like a system destroyed your life, you literally go out and kill somebody who did nothing wrong to you.
Exactly. That's the
Just because of his job title. That's like going on and offing a cop just because they're a cop.
Yeah. How would that woman feel if that was her husband, her son, or her brother, or her father? She probably wouldn't be as
they wouldn't be as empathetic.
She wouldn't be as empathetic for sure.
No.
And it certainly wouldn't be as much toxic empathy as they are pursuing. I don't understand that again, but
it's just because he's perceived as a good looking man to them, so they're like, oh, you can't get rid of him. He probably didn't even do it when he clearly did it on camera. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just crazy, bro. These people are insane.
To draw public attention to his dislike of certain businesses. But we live in a civilized society governed by the rule of law. We debate, we disagree, we protest. We do not commit murder. There can be no celebrity in assassination.
Today,
absolutely, we need to value human life better than we are right now.
As the Thompson family was rushed from the courthouse to a
and
waiting
liberals
car,
don't value
they were
human life,
subjected
especially
to
when
this.
it's on the other side.
America does not love Luigi. That dude's he's a fucking coward. Shot the dude in his back. Couldn't even go to his face and say, hey, motherfucker, you did this, this, and this. Pop. He literally shot him in his back like a fucking coward.
Yeah, like that was like mobster execution style. Walk through the door, kaboom.
Yeah.
Loves Luigi.
To those who idolize Luigi Mangione,
that was a literal hit.
I say this: violence.
No, you need to just say this. For those who love this guy, get help. Seek medical help. Seriously, seek mental attention because there is something loose in your brain.
Yeah, somebody give me a doctor, or at least give one for them, because they need it bad, and he better have a PSY behind his name.
Is not a cause. Murder is not a message, and a killer is certainly not a hero.
Thompson's family issued a statement saying today's guilty plea marks an important step toward justice for Brian and for our family. While nothing will ease the pain of losing him, we are grateful that the federal justice system has held the person responsible for this heinous act accountable.
I know they will have an opportunity to be heard at sentencing.
They're still grieving. They lost a son, a brother, a husband, and a father, and a friend and many colleagues.
The judge overseeing the federal case accepted Mangione's guilty plea. It is not yet clear how it will impact Mangione's upcoming New York state trial, which is supposed to start September 8th.
So he's still got a state trial.
Well, I think they're going to drop the state trial, though.
I don't know. Here's what I think they're going to do, Double D. I think they're going to give him a state trial and give him time for the state trial as well. And they're going to make him serve his federal time and then go serve his state time. They do that a lot.
They might do it concurrently, though.
Yeah, maybe. I'd much rather see him do it consecutively.
Oh, I'd rather see him get the death penalty, but that's not going to happen in New York. So
you never know. You never know. You never know. I'll just say this: you never know.
They don't have the death penalty in New York.
No, I don't mean the death penalty. I mean, you never know. They might run it consecutive. It happens.
That's what I'm saying. I think they're going to run them concurrent. That's what I think is going to happen.
Yeah, I think they could run it consecutive, and it just depends on the judge that they get.
Pretty much. That pretty much does. I mean, we'll see how it pans out. Dude, the state can opt to drop it, too, just because he's already been found guilty in the federal court system.
That's true as well.
In that case,
well, again, that's up to a judge.
We'll see.
Well, all we can do is wait till what they say, September 10th.
Yeah.
New York
how ironic. You know what day that is, don't you?
Day before September 11th.
At the exact same time.
It's also the day Charlie Kirk was assassinated.
Oh, yeah. Statute, and we just filed our motion in state court explaining why
so it may not fare well for him then.
Under New York's double jeopardy protections.
Mangione's defense team is playing three-dimensional chess. If they win,
they are.
A light sentence in federal court and the dismissal of a state case. But if Mangione's
they can if they get the life sentence
he could be
in federal
facing
court,
anywhere from 24 to 30 years in federal prison and be looking at a state trial where he's already admitted to planning, stalking, and killing Brian Thompson.
Yeah. I mean, he did.
Federal case
strategically, Mangione did the right thing, Bird. Strategically.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. For sure.
In this situation, he definitely did the right thing because because the feds can actually execute you.
Yeah.
You know, New York can't, but the feds can. But by doing the plea, basically he saved his life, is what he did. So he probably pled down to second degree.
So
premeditated. So all they'll do is take the premeditation out of it.
Here's my take on everything. This man deserves everything he gets thrown at him and more. Just for the simple fact that he was such a coward that he had to shoot this man in his back instead of getting in his face and letting him know, hey, you know, this is why I'm doing. Like, I don't know, it's just a cowardice act to me to shoot somebody behind their back. And I agree. I would much rather see this man get the death penalty more than anything.
I absolutely agree with that. I would love to see him get the death penalty, but again, they're not going to do that in New York. The feds can do it, but he took the plea. So that's probably off the table, to be honest. I don't think the death penalty is on the table anymore. I think that was the purpose of the plea.
Yeah, for sure.
However, again, I do want to point out, I do respect the fact that he's owning up to it. Using the excuse that he, you know, basically did it out of desperation. I know those aren't the words he used, but when you say that it was after years of battling, that creates a sense of desperation. You don't choose to assassinate somebody from the back of the head behind them because you're dissatisfied with the company they work for.
No, that just means you're not in the right mental space. You're probably crazy. No. You should not be in society. I would just lock this guy up and throw away the key if I'm not giving him the death penalty.
Yeah, he's going to serve that 30 years. If he turns out to be a model prisoner, he'll serve 20. That's why they said 20 to 30.
Yeah.
But and honestly, it'll be closer to 25 or 28.
Yeah.
The feds are pretty hardcore about serving their time. And keep in mind, the culture changes every time the presidency changes and every time Congress switches parties.
That's very true. That's very true.
The culture of the federal system changes. So
that is very true.
Who knows? He might be out in 20. I think he'll be out in 25. I probably won't be alive when he gets out, so I'll never know if I'm right or wrong. But any of you younger people who are watching this show, remember this episode. And, you know, if I'm right, cool. If not, who gives a shit? Doesn't really matter anyway.
Yeah.
He's spending the rest of his life regardless.
That's true. That's true.
The rest of his valuable life.
Exactly. So I think on that note, we're going to end it. I just want to thank God because without him, none of this is possible. I want to thank Double D. I want to thank the audience, and I want to thank my friends and family.
And Bird, thanks as always, for making this show happen every week as you do. I know we took a little bit of a vacation for home renovation. We had to do that, people. Sorry about that.
Do a home renovation. we both did home renovations.
Yes, we did. We definitely did. And as always, audience, thank you for sticking around because you're the reason we're the reason. And most importantly, I do want to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, for allowing me to be here to give this message to y'all. And with that, good night, y'all.
All right, everybody. Have a good one. Peace.